Happy Wednesday. Welcome to your midweek motivation. Well, it's coming, and we can't prevent it from happening. COVID's already come, summer's come and gone, fall is on its way, winter is coming soon, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm actually talking about a specific date in November where it's coming. And I'm sure that you're aware that it's coming. If you're anything like me, you've received at least 3 to 4 emails a day the last week, a number of text messages saying, hey, are you in? What side are you on? Choose a side, give, donate. We need your support because it's coming. It's election day. It's all over social media. It's everywhere you turn, and it's so easy to get caught in the politics of it. And yet last week I made a statement. Let's make it biblical, not political. You know how easy it is to get caught up in the political? I found myself in this last week really struggling personally with having to deal with the politics of everything going on in our world today. And then not getting swept up in being political with everything that's happening. Literally everything. You keep watching it. It's in churches, it's in schools, it's in the media, it's in the protests, it's in the election. Everything is political. And the whole purpose of all of it is to get us sucked into something that makes us lose our focus. And I think that's what's happening. We're losing our focus. And so for week 2, I'm going to stay with that theme. Make it biblical, not political. How have you done this week? If you watched last week, maybe you've wrestled through it. Maybe you watched your behavior. Maybe you've realized how politicized everything is in our culture. Make it biblical, not political. We see nothing's really changed throughout the course of humanity. Jesus struggled with the exact same thing. In fact, it was prominent in his culture too. In fact, there's 2 specific incidences where Jesus was asked into the political conversation, where they tried to suck him in. The first one was when he was asked, should you pay taxes? He took a coin in that day and he looked at it, and his response was, give to Caesar what is Caesar's. How about you? Do you pay taxes? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. What if we were to ask that question today? Should we pay taxes? Should we make it political? In fact, there's all sorts of things right now around where our tax money goes. What's it paying for? Who's it supporting? Are we going to pay for cleanup and for demolition of the riots? Are we going to pay for this? Are we going to pay for that? Does it go towards elections? Are our governments using it wisely? Lots of conversations around the money. So I'd ask the same question. Take a dollar bill, look at it, what does it say? Well, different context. Our money actually says, in God we trust. So stop paying your taxes. Just kidding. Pay your taxes and give to God. But it says, in God we trust. So do we trust God with our politics? We want to get consumed by it at times. In fact, we welcome it. We dive into it, just like the second story where Jesus was pulled into a political conversation. There were 2 brothers that followed Jesus. They're called the sons of Zebedee. These guys were pretty intense guys. In fact, I resonate with them because I think I'm a lot like them. But they got into a political conversation with Jesus. They said, hey, Jesus, you're going to become king. And when you enter into your kingdom, we want to be right by your side. They were defending him. They were with him. They knew that he was going to reign. And yet, what they didn't fully understand was the type of kingdom that Jesus was bringing. Jesus looked at this world and said, no. It's not about this. You need to think bigger. You need to take an eternal perspective. Don't focus on the things of this world. See, they got caught up in the power of the moment. In fact, many of us right now are doing the same thing. A president is going to be elected, and we're trying to be on one of their sides. And when they win, we're going to be right, and we're going to be entering into his kingdom. But is that the perspective that we should take? The answer is no, because there's an issue behind the issue. There's a power struggle in our world today, and it's deep. But it's not within just our nation. It's within the world. And it's so easy for us to get caught up in the conversation of who's going to have power, when the answer already is the same as it was when Jesus looked at the sons of Zebedee and said, you just don't get it. I will be entering my kingdom, but it's not a kingdom of this world. See, the battle is already won. The victory has been claimed, and it doesn't come through an election. It comes through a cross. And that's exactly what Jesus did. He made it about something other than the things of this world. which in the Bible tells us to do the same. Paul tells us that we need to seek and seek the things above and set our minds on those things. And that's the issue behind the issue right now. We need to make sure that we're focused on the right thing and we're not losing sight of what it is that we should be looking at. Instead of setting and seeking the things of this world, setting our minds on the victories in this world and seeking the things here, we need to be thinking bigger, thinking eternally, and making it biblical, not political. Does that mean the current events of our culture aren't important? No, they are. They're very important. We need to be involved. We need to be heard. We need to speak into it. But we shouldn't be using the language of this world. We should be using the language of Jesus. If you've been with us at all on Sunday mornings, or if you've been with me recently, you've heard me talk about two things we should focus on: love God and love people. Because that's a language right now that nobody's speaking. And if we did that well, we would win. In fact, there's verses all over Scripture that tell us we will heap coals upon their head. We will do all sorts of things when we love our enemies and pray for those who persecute us. So, look at the world around you. What are you focused on? Is it political? Well, maybe it should be biblical. And Jesus has already entered his kingdom. He has won. So let's fight the battle that we should, loving people as we love God and pointing them to him. That's worthy of talking about. So make those your words this week and focus on making your life biblical, not political. Have a great week. See you next week.